Well, the rain finally hit. We went through a pretty good shower earlier. Managed to get everything pretty well washed off. It started to rain earlier, so we went ahead and parked my lawnmower and four-wheelers outside. Mother Nature's way of cleaning them off for me. But you guys are probably wondering, when are we gonna start doing tillage, right? Oh no, I'm just kidding you. The chisel plow is down at my place. Ryan and I shuffled a bunch of the equipment around today. The grain drill and the round baler are both nowhere in sight. We went through and actually cleaned up my place, my machine shed. We organized it a little bit better. Utilized the space in the shed a lot better than what we had before. And it's got a bunch of room down there yet that some of this equipment is going to end up back down there. The chisel plow, more than likely. I don't think the Easy Trail wagon will fit down there. I think we tried already. Otherwise, that would be down there right now. Ryan already went through it. He went and greased everything up, checked the air pressure in the tires. That's ready for harvest. Yes, you heard me right. We are gradually getting things ready for harvest. And one of the things that has needed attention when we got done with it a year ago. For anybody that's not new to the channel, the chisel plow gave me a bunch of grief. First and foremost, I don't think I mentioned it. We got a wheel bearing going out. Took the cap off, or it busted the cap loose, and the tire visibly shakes on there. So we got to pull that off and go through and replace that. Something that I want to do. An issue with this machine. Now, everybody that's been around long enough, don't get ahead of me. These bolts on here are actually a weak point on this machine. We've actually sheared these off. That actually started, yeah, these two right here started this nightmare with this back shaft, giving us all the trouble we've had. This actually broke on Ryan 3 years ago, and seems how this wasn't attached to the frame anymore. It shoved because the tire was lifting up, and what happened was, because Ryan was chiseling with it, so it had all that weight on it, it was in the ground and it shoved this shaft, and this shaft was about 6 inches above where it should be. Made a really awesome mess. It actually sat out in the field for 3 or 4 days. A very big weak point on this machine. It's built light. It's just a light machine. Not gonna skate around the facts here, but something that I want to look into doing. I want to go through on, well, those are brand new on that, but these, there should have, oh no, there's only 2 on the outside. I want to go through and replace those, because I did notice that. I think it's on this one. Nope, I believe it's on the other side. Those are older hardware, and I don't know if it's just from stress on it or what, but the bolts breaking are an issue on this thing. Plus, I'm thinking we can just get a piece of rubber belting or something. You can see what happened here this spring. This caused a bunch of issues last fall with breaking this piece off and bending this whole piece back up. But this actually fills up with dirt down in here, which it did this spring again when I used it on the few acres that I did. And what happens is that throughout the day of using this machine, when you're raising and lowering this piece pivots. It's part of the shaft here. It pivots down in here along the rails, and it packs that dirt in. And as it packs that dirt in, it gets harder and harder, to the point where these bolts, which are grade 8, snapped. It busted those cast pieces. I busted at least one bolt. I don't know, Dad was actually running this at the time, but it's kind of irritating. It's getting old. We need a different one. Just not in the books. We are planning on going through, well, as with every year, every season, we're going to go through and fix everything that's an issue on it. It's going to do probably 99 to 100% of the work it's going to do this fall behind the 4640. It did last year. The 46 handles are really nice. I'm probably going to run that on track, that Ag Leader on track, and the TerraStar on it a little bit, especially on some of our straight back and forth fields. Utilizing some of that tech that we have. I gotta address this also. Gotta take this pin back out. Dad put that on here. There's actually supposed to be a blade on it. You can't get this shaft anymore, so we have to get this shaft custom made. And yeah, it's the problem we have is also this chisel plow is just kind of out of date. Parts aren't readily available for it anymore. As far as trading it off or selling it, I don't know if we would. I mean, yeah, someday. But I could really see just going and getting a second chisel plow, a nicer one, or whatever we can find, and actually having this as a backup. Or what I would like to see is running two at the same time. The next one we would get would probably be like an 11 shank, and maybe run it on the 82. I'm not entirely sure. So everybody's always asking what the next equipment purchase is going to be, and honestly, being 100% truthful, we don't know. I honestly don't know what the next equipment purchase is going to be. It is whatever it is when the time comes to buy it. So 4020 has to go back on the post driver. I don't think you guys are gonna, chances are by the time this video has come out, we probably don't, actually I can tell you that when this video comes out, we're probably making fence. All that rain we got kind of mudded up the ground. The fence we got put in does have a slight slope to it, at least where we have to back the tractor in to put the post in, and we'll be sliding all over the place. The disc bind, it has to be gone through one last time. The gearbox, this thing, it's got a plug up underneath that I haven't taken the time to even do it yet, to try to get that opened up and get this drained and get fresh oil in it. Kind of late in the season to be changing oil, but it needs to be done. Hopefully first, depends on how all this other stuff is kind of play out here, because we have a long list of things that are gradually piling up that we need to get done here, and ideally the first week of September for doing third crop. We won't be doing a fourth crop. Probably the second to third week of September, maybe. The crazy thing is that this year, as a whole, as far as the crops go, has been accelerated. It's been a little bit further ahead than previous years. Gradually, I'd say probably about 10 days. Well, you guys probably aren't even looking at me, sorry. I'd say we're about 10 days, 10 to 14 days ahead of normal. And the problem is, it is currently, what was the third week, August, fourth week, third? There is soybeans 30 miles east of us that are maturing. They're not our beans. They're planted April 28th, and they're not sick. It's not a disease. It's nothing like that. It's just that they truly are mature. They are ready to be harvested, or they're getting ready to be harvested. They're dropping leaves already. So that's kind of alarming. Seems how last year it was the last week of September on a regular-ish year, and we were combining beans at 13%. So there might be a whole lot of last minute panic running around here trying to get stuff caught up and ready to run. Because I gotta go through the combine yet. That has to be greased, gone through, checked over, oil changed, and everything else like that, filters. So, yeah. I could sit here and talk for another 15-20 minutes about everything that has to get done and everything that we are working on and the progress we are and everything, but I don't think we really want to stand around and listen to me talk for that long. So I guess you guys look forward to the next video. Take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Probably tomorrow. So later.